When it comes to reviewing anime, kind of the baseline of how reviewing anime essentially works and how I could basically put out content is every week I come here and say, hey, is this anime bad, good? Was this episode really awesome? Was it not great? Was it a 6? Was it an 8? Was it a 10? But when it comes to My Dress Up Darling, I'm taking a totally different approach already. I think that we can all definitely agree that we're all witnessing a masterpiece at this point, and we're witnessing a masterpiece kind of like come to its end, right? As the first season will end up coming to a close, we all get to look forward to and enjoy every episode that gets released every single Saturday, and we all come together and be like, wow, this anime is really good. So I think that's going to be the approach I take now going forward, because all the praise and everything I've given the anime is all very well deserved, and it'll continue to be really well deserved. But at this point, I just want to talk to you guys. It's like talk to you all about, just how much of a masterpiece this really is. And when we watched and finished episode number 8, Backlighting is the best, it just even further accentuates that fact, right? So this episode did a lot of really important things, I thought. And it did a lot of important things for the character development and for the continual narrative that the anime is trying to convey to you and to me, the viewers, right? So I really think that it did a lot of really cool things this episode. So the first half of the episode was really focused around Inui, which is Juju. I'm just going to call her Juju because I think Juju's a lot cuter of her name, and her sister, right? And the first half of the episode was them picking up where we got left off last week, where they were looking at smartphones versus DSLR cameras like the one that we used to shoot this video, and how Juju's sister goes about deciding where they're going to take photos, and the lenses that they're going to use, and the bokeh effects that they're going to have, and the different ways that they do that. And currently they use their dad's camera and the different areas that they have to take, the backlighting. They went really in depth in all of the camera senses and kind of like the camera ins and outs that they really use when they're trying to capture these photos of Juju as she ends up cosplaying. And I thought that was really cool. They end up going to look at the studio, which is like an old abandoned hospital. Again, we get deeper into the camera stuff when it comes to Juju's sister and MARIN, as they're talking about, backlighting and how you can reflect light off of a reflector back to the face, because when you have certain sunlight, it's going to heavily accentuate a lot of features, but it's going to diminish the face. So you can use a backlight to basically push the light back onto the face so you can capture the photo. So as somebody who is also into cameras, not to that level, I'm not professional, just like little hobbyist, right? Like I have like 3 different cameras. I have 2, believe it or not, when we stream on our gaming channel, I have 2 different cameras for that setup. Very underused, but I have the cameras there. I've gone to certain events and taking photos. And so for me, like I geeked out a little bit at watching that and seeing kind of like that play out. Because I was like, I really get it. Like, I understand having to have somebody there, reflecting light and trying to take these photos, and kind of all the work that goes into it. So I really appreciated that as someone who's a little bit of a camera nerd. I really appreciated that. And I also appreciated when Gojo freaked the F out at how expensive some of these cameras are. Because like the camera that I want, like the GOAT is like a 6 or 7, maybe $8,000 camera. I think it's like an $8,000 camera that I want. Is that ever going to happen? Probably not, because that's a lot of money to spend on one camera. Unless the channel just takes off and we get some sponsors on here and stuff, then we'll look at that. But I just really appreciated the realism to that fact and kind of everything that went in with it. Then we have the moment that Inui, or again Juju and Gojo shared, when Juju was talking about how she was immediately jealous when she saw Marin's cosplay, with her seeing her photos, and she was immediately jealous, and those feelings welled up in her, and she knew that those were kind of weird feelings to end up having, inside, but they ended up kind of coming out to fruition. And in that moment, Gojo remembered the same feelings that he had of endearment and looking at something that's beautiful, the same way that Juju looked at Marin's cosplay. He remember having he remembered having those feelings as well when he looked upon the Hina dolls that his grandpa had made. He relished in their beauty, and he was jealous of, you know, the fact that something like that could be created. So he got all in his feelings, right? And him and Juju shared a really cool moment. He was like, I would be honored to make this outfit for you. He's like, because initially he was like, I don't know why you would want somebody like me to do that. And I love how that relationship kind of is growing too. And Inui, you know, again, Juju will probably end up, you know, falling for him as well, because as the anime clearly stated, he is the first male interaction that she's really had, because she goes to a girls' private school. And that's going to be a really important fact, I think, as we move forward, because, you know, he's kind of like, he could be like her first everything, her first crush, her first heartbreak, everything, because, you know, obviously the relationship he has with Kitagawa and stuff. But I like how they really shared that moment. And again, really fledging out, you know, who Juju is as they introduced a new character to, you know, to us and everything. And I love how that's been played out so far. And then the last piece of it, you know, obviously was Kitagawa forcing Gojo to go to the beach. And I really laughed. I love the scene with the bird. I freaking lost it. When the bird swooped in and took her burger. When Gojo threw another burger at the bird, and she called it the hamburglar. I was like, oh my god, I laughed. I literally, like, I was cried. I had to rewind, you know, go back 10 seconds on Crunchyroll just to really get back to the scene, because I was like, you know, tears coming down for how much I was freaking laughing at this stupid scene. And then it immediately swaps, right? The thing anime does so good is it swapped. And it suddenly, you know, it went from this really funny scene to this really touching and emotional scene. Like I'm telling you guys, like the writing of this anime is just like it's so good. Like it's just so good. Like the script and everything that they have for this anime is so good. The voice actors, the way that they're able to convey all the feelings and stuff, which is really cool too. That this anime recently got dubbed. I'll probably review the dub on the channel sometime here in the future. But I really love that they're able to kind of capture all these emotions and everything. And the emotions were from the bond that Kitagawa and Gojo were sharing. I love when Kitagawa says, like, oh, he's thinking that the purpose of coming to the beach was, you know, photos and cosplay. And she was like, nah, it's the start of summer. It's July. We're just coming to the beach. And I love how he's realizing, like, this is her personality. You know, she's a free spirit. And I love how that's going to be what really attracts him to her, is her kind of being that spirit. Then, you know, she takes him out to the water, and he tells her about this is the first time he's actually been to the beach, because of all the things that he's into. It just never allowed him to come to here. And she immediately blurts out that, well, I'm going to invite you. We're going to go places all summer, just the two of us. And I love how she got super embarrassed by that on the after fact, all red in the cheeks and rosy and stuff, because she just blurted out like, oh, just the two of us, right? Like, I like how she just blurted that out. And she got immediately really embarrassed by that. And I was like, that's really, really cute that she again, like I've been saying the whole time, she's the first one to make the moves, subconsciously in a sense too. And Gojo obviously immediately agreed to that, because he's never had somebody like this before. And he's going to have somebody who can show him the world in a sense, but that's what is really, really special. And again, that's going to it's going to accentuate and be really special as their relationship grows, because of what she's doing for him. Overall, though, I mean, another amazing episode. This is gonna be one of those animes that I kind of do like I did last year with Horimiya. I'm gonna watch it one more time again. I'm gonna watch it dubbed again, and then I'm gonna probably watch it another time again. It's gonna be one of those animes that definitely comes and is in my rotation of those yearly animes that I watch, because I have like a subset of like, you know, 10 to 15 anime that I just kind of like, if I can't find anything and I just want to put something on, I just kind of rotate through, and it'll definitely be one of those, because it's just so good. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you guys on that. Let me know if you guys think Juju's best girl, Kitagawa, obviously she's the best girl. Let me know who you think best girl is in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this episode, and put down any comments and thoughts that you guys have. Let's chat. All right, my friends, I'll see you guys next week for episode number 9 of My Dress Up Darling.